Honestly, I'm tired of repeating the same cycles. I wanna let it go. So here I go, life drop. Starting a new path for my fam. Finding who I am. Speaking life, loving me, even when I fall. Cause life be life in us all. Life be life in us all. Cause life be life in us all. Life be life in us all.
Hi. Hey, y'all. Hey. I'm so sorry. Child, I had to sneeze, and I'm like, it's going to come soon as this song is done. But it kind of went away. Hello. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on another installation of the Life Be Life podcast, where your host is me, Porschia O. How y'all feeling? Hi, bestie. James is in the building. Thank you so much for joining. Mommy is in the building. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate y'all. Listen, it's like a lot. Let me see if I need to readjust this. A lot going on. I'm trying to make sure I could see the comments today. And all the things. Yeah, I was trying to hook up to my camera. That was a flop. Well, it's just because the camera wasn't charged. I didn't realize that it was. Anyway, doesn't matter. Thank y'all again for joining for this episode. If this is your first time here, welcome. On this podcast is where we talk about how life be over here, life in us via all types of relationships, situations, and everyday things we are experiencing, all while in real time healing and learning how to be a better human being. So if that's what you're about, you're in the right place at the right time. Welcome. Okay. On tonight's episode, we're going to talk about showing up for yourself. And not just in theory, but and not for your future, but like right now. Okay. So I titled this episode Showing Up for Myself in Real Time. Okay. Whew, okay. Finally got my bearings. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Some of the key takeaways from this episode is what it really means to show up for yourself, right? I think it's easy to phrase or put words together as we do as people, but don't really have true meaning behind it or know what that really looks like, or think like, oh, that's simple. Like, duh, I show up for myself every day because I do this or I do that or whatever. But we're just going to break that down. So this is kind of like a real most of my episodes, honestly, it's like a therapy session for me, even though I'm sitting here talking to myself, but I'm talking with you guys, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're just gonna really break it down and talk about it today. Another thing is how self-trust it's built through action, and showing up in the present. It's just showing up in the present and not one day, like not in the future, right? And why peace often comes after consistency, not before. Okay. So these are all key things within showing up for yourself. And we're gonna get into it and like really like dive in and discuss it. Okay. Moving right along to hashtag life be life in us all. Okay. Hey, hashtag the village. Thank you all for joining and being here. And I need you to listen to what my babies got to say. Child, if I can get to the thing. You would think I've been doing this like for a while now and still be struggling. It's okay.
Hey, it's me, Porschia O, of Life Be Life podcast. I for the podcast. Psych is me, Leo. Psych is me, Micah O. Please email my mommy or DM her with whatever you want to talk about. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because life is loving us all. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Leah and Micah, my sweet little girls. So yeah, let's get on into it. Oh, I need to make this font bigger because I can see it, but dang. Anyways, jumping right on into Did You Know? Okay. And just in case you didn't know, your girl is here to tell you something that I've recently learned or discovered. Okay. So psychologically, showing up for yourself builds self-efficacy. Sorry. Showing up for yourself builds self-efficacy, okay? Which is the belief that you can trust yourself to follow through. Okay. I don't know if anybody else knew what that meant prior to this, but that's what self-efficacy is. Trusting is the belief that you can trust yourself to follow through. All right. And so when you show up for yourself consistently, your body and brain receive signals that say, I am safe, that I am reliable, I am competent, I am controlled, which are great things, right? And this reduces the anxiety and increases motivation naturally, okay? So when we don't show up for ourselves, right, that tells our body and our brains that that when we don't show up for ourselves, the brain learns that the brain learns hesitation, doubt, avoidance, dependence on external validation. Okay. And those things are not so good. And we talk about those all the time, right? So showing up for yourself is not just an emotional thing, it is a neurological one. All right. So it's really, really, really important that we show up for ourselves so that we're not hesitant, so that we're not dependent on others for validation and things like that, so that we're not avoidant and that so that we don't doubt ourselves, right? So let me get back to here. One moment. Oh, Jesus, I didn't put that whole thing. All right. So yeah, that's the psychological aspect of it. And again, it's a deeper reasoning to everything. Like we just simplify things and be like, oh, it's just this easy. But no, like it really, really is deeper things and reasons for why we show up the way that we show up. And it's very important that we acknowledge these things and that we are able to name them so that we don't feel like I'm going crazy or something's wrong with me because I'm not doing said things, right? So moving right along into my segment, I got some questions, y'all, because y'all know that I am the inquisitive one. All right, some questions I'm going to answer throughout this podcast episode is the following. First, who am I becoming when I consistently choose myself? All right. Next question. What does showing up for myself look like in this season? Not just past seasons, but current, right? Another question. When did I stop walking for later and start moving for now? Definitely going to answer that for you guys tonight. Another question. Where have I already shown myself I can be trusted? And I think that's really important. I bring up this all the time, especially with my mom, who tends to worry about a lot of things that are really out of her control. And I'd be like, where's the proof? Where's the proof that this thing has happened or that this person gets in car accidents, or like you're worrying about stuff that you have been shown that you can trust in. You know what I'm saying? Now I know certain things that are out of a lot of things are out of our control, but it's like certain things that happen around us or whatever. Like you never heard of this happening. Not saying that it can't, but we waste so much time with the potential of the negative opposed to paying attention to what the track record is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what came to my mind when I wrote that question. Where have I already shown myself I can be trusted? Because same thing when I had before about the consistency, and I was praying for discipline and consistency and things like that. But God revealed to me that I am disciplined and consistent. It's just in negative habits or bad habits, right? I consistently eat bad. I consistently, you know what I'm saying, show up in these negative ways. So I'm capable of being consistent. I'm capable of doing those things. It's just I need to flip it to a more positive side. I'm capable of being disciplined. Just need to flip it to the positive side. Okay. And the last question is, how do small, consistent actions change how I see myself? All right. So yeah. Moving right along into this is just my life experience. Let me see. I have some comments. Do you need some water? Accidents are not just accidents. Yeah, I mean, accidents are not just accidents, but again, that's something that is out of your control and you're wasting time worrying about the potential of an accident or something bad happening when 9 times out of 10, nothing bad happens to you in particular or these people in particular that you associate with. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. Like trust the track record. But yeah, I forgot to fill up my water and I don't know, my throat is being special right now. But anyways, yeah. So moving right along into this is just my life experience. All right. This is the segment where I just tell you about what I've experienced. And it's my life experience. So yeah. For me, showing up for myself has looked like action lately, okay? But this has not always been true majority of my life. Again, I could simplify what showing up for myself looks like, which could simply be like, oh, I get dressed to go into the office and oh, I always make sure that I look nice or whatever. And stuff like this. Oh, I keep my nails done. Like, I love my nails done because it makes me feel very feminine and pretty and things like that. Like those are things that I can contribute or attribute to me showing up for myself for sure. Right. But again, there are so many little things that we do throughout the day that contribute to the overall belief in ourselves. That's self-efficacy, right? But we write it off because it's not this big grand gesture. It's not this big explosive thing that we feel that needs to be celebrated. But that's no further than the truth. Right? So I was going to tell you guys some things that I have been doing as of late in real time, how I've been showing up for myself. Okay. So one of the things that I've been doing and I've been desiring to do for years, but constantly putting it off because again, I'm a type of person that hyper focused in the future Porschia, right? I can't do this until I do these things, or I got other pressing issues that need to be taken care of prior to me being able to show up in these areas, right? But again, building blocks, Porschia, you have to start somewhere. And even though you may not be in the most ideal situation or circumstances that you believe that you need to be in order to show up, you have to start. You just have to start. Okay. So every year I always pull my credit report, get that annual free credit report or whatever from all three bureaus. And I look at my credit and be like, man, I need to work on this. I need to work on that. And a few years ago, more than a few actually now, it's so crazy how time works, right? But anyway, I have really looked at it and I started doing the things to build up my credit. And I did so good to build it up to a certain point that it had never been before, right? But anyways, life happens because life be lifing, all right? And I kind of let that crash and burn. Well, it didn't crash and burn, but the little steps that I did make, I kind of let go. And, I was in a space of defeat, blah, 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 whatever. But we're back. And we've been back. I've been doing little things here and there, but just haven't really pulled the trigger on big things just yet, just because I wanted... I was hyper focusing on the future. Like, I got time. Well, now it's time, Portia. We got things to do. We got goals to reach. So one of the things that I've recently done in the first quarter of this year, I started paying down my debt and working on my credit once again. Okay. Really doing the work. Okay. Calling these people, getting them to get this stuff off my credit report, really evaluating how I wanted to attack this, getting financial advice, setting myself up for my future, okay? Because those things don't just happen overnight. Like, it's a process. And so I'm not doing this for anybody else. Obviously, this is just for me because I'm thinking about my future. My children know that I have been talking about, after this apartment that we're staying in, we will be moving into our home. I will be purchasing a home. And so I know with home buying and home purchasing comes a lot of discipline. You got to have savings. You got to have closing costs. You got to have all the things, your ducks in a row. Okay. So I am working on that. And in order for my ducks to be in a row, to reach my reach my goal of purchasing my first home for me and my children and my mother to live in, right? So yeah, I've been making small steps. I have a whole plan. I've been sticking to the plan. I already got something removed from arguing with these people. And a quick aside, let's talk about real quick, how devastatingly annoying and incompassionate the credit system is towards people. Like, I really feel like they really be like trying to set us up for the okie doke. And it's a really sad state of affairs because why do y'all play with people so much? It's so easy to get into that. Like most things in this life, so easy to get into these things, but it's so hard to pull yourself up out of it. Like, why do y'all make it so difficult? Why do y'all try to trick people? Why aren't y'all being upfront about what you can do and all of this and that? Why do I have to pull teeth? Why I got to know? Why I got to have a script in front of me in order to talk to you? That's like annoying. If I'm telling you that I want to pay this off, and I want this taken off my credit, why you gotta play? Why we gotta play word games? Like, it makes no sense. But you gotta keep your foot on their neck because they are capable of doing the things that they say that they're not. And I just don't understand, like, why y'all want to keep people in debt? Why you want people to struggle? Like, it's insane. But that's just how this government system is set up. And it's really sad. But anywho, mommy said it's a business. Yeah, it is a business, but also, like, it's my business. It's if I'm trying to do better, yeah, I've made some dumb decisions in my younger years or whatever. But if I'm trying to do better and I'm asking, I'm saying, hey, I want to pay this off. I want to get this off my credit. I want to, do better now. Why not just, oh yeah, okay, great. This is what you need to do. Da, 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 da. No, I gotta play cat and mouse with y'all. Like, it's insane. I mean, I was going back and forth with this lady on a call on one of my debts. Like, girl, get this. I want this off, and I wanted to say this specifically. And I got to talk to my supervisor, and they come back after I was being persistent. But if you're not persistent, you'll believe what they say. If you pay before it's the whole thing. It's a whole thing, and it's just sad. It's so predatory. It's sad that people. And I know these individuals are doing their job, but I'm saying the system is set up to just like for us to fail. It really is. But anywho, I persevered as I do most things. So anyways, yeah, so I'm positioning myself basically to purchase or apply for a home loan next year, 2027. I am extremely excited. And I am trusting and believing in God that He will do the most. Okay. He will do exceedingly and abundantly above all that I can ever ask or think of. Okay. And the church I've been visiting told us to write down. I mean, I think anyway, I'm mixing up because I'll be following two churches and they messages really do kind of be in alignment for real. So, but anyway, and the Bible tells us to write the vision and make it plain or whatever. And I've just been writing out things, putting it on index cards and posting it on my in front of my desk or whatever. And I say these things every morning. I say them every morning. And so I've just been manifesting, speaking life, okay? Speaking life over this situation and things and not limiting my limitless God, because I know that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I'm not just saying that to be cliche or like, oh, that sounds good. No, I believe that. I receive that. And I'm speaking that, So yes, I'm positioning myself to apply for a home loan. And I've been like low-key home shopping. Not low-key, high-key home shopping for real. And setting that all up for me and my family so that we can be safe and secure and have our own. Okay. So it's just been a whole thing. I've downloaded home apps and they be coming across and one of them came up. What just happened? One of them came up recently and it's been amazing. Like, I'm just super excited. And again, I'm not limiting God. I see the figures, I see what it says, but I believe that God can do anything. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know why my thing just signed out, but let me sign back in. That was weird. Why did they do that? So yeah. But yeah, that's where we are with that. Another thing that I'm doing. What are you doing? Another thing that I'm doing right now or have been doing is, or another thing that I've done to show up for myself is I bought myself a new couch. Okay. As you guys can see, and I know the last episode a couple weeks ago, so people was commenting like new set, new, what I'm saying, whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, it's so much. I'll be telling y'all all my business, but yeah, you guys know I've been going through a divorce, whatever the situation is, and When I initially moved out, I was living with my mom on her couch for some months until I decided to get me a place. And I got me a place, and I didn't think that I could afford to buy me brand new furniture at the time, as far as a couch and things like that. I did buy other things, but I didn't have a couch. And so my bestie, Kendra, gifted me her old couch, a part of her old sectional situation. And it was a 3-seater, as you guys saw. And I was like, that's perfect. It's just for me and my babies. That's all I need. Boom, boom, boom. It was cool. Girl, that couch been on this live 5 times. It has not. This is only the second time. Anywho, but yeah, so I that was temporary. That was supposed to be temporary. And that was like 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, or whatever. 3 or 4 years ago. So anyways, I have been wanting to get a new couch, and I just kept saying, no, I'm just gonna wait till I get my new house. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait till I get my house. And that's when I'll get my new couch. But God said otherwise. Okay. Instead of me living in the future and waiting to the quote unquote right time, I decided that this is the right time. Me and my children and my mom need a nice, peaceful environment right here, right now. I don't have to wait until I get my home to bless myself with something better. And the couch was sufficient for why it lasted, but ultimately I just wanted something more comfortable for us all. And so, yeah, this is what we have. This now big, beautiful 6-seater. Go ask your sister to help you, please. This big, comfortable 6-seater. And they got these big ottomans. Everybody literally can lay out here, sit here comfortably. And it's just very big, comfy couch energy. And I love it. Me and my kids have been enjoying it thoroughly. And it's just been an amazing bright spot in our lives as of late. So, yeah, I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, I put the trigger on that, and I'm so glad that God blessed me to be able to do it right out. Like, didn't have to finance, didn't have to do anything. And that's why I'm saying, y'all, like, when I'm not limiting the God that I serve. I'm not limiting him or anything. In the past, Porschia would not have shown up for herself this way. I would have been like, no, I got too much else going on. I got other things that I need to be focusing on, things like that. But the peace of mind in your home, man, I'm telling you, is worth way more than anything that you could like imagine. Like, I don't know, like it's just something about it. And I've spoken towards it before about like how my depression shows up. And a part of my depression is definitely like clutter and things like that. And that's how I knew that I've kind of like pushed past this diagnosis necessarily, that I just wanted to organize and straighten up and really show up for myself and for my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be limiting how I show up and how and telling like, oh, we just gotta wait, we gotta wait till we get this, we gotta wait till we get that. No, I can do it now. God has blessed us to live in a beautiful place and a safe place. And why not? Why not do it now? Yesenia said 100 clapping. Hi, Yesenia. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. Yes, like seriously, it's just it's the little things. It's the little things. And I know that may seem minute to others, but it's like huge to me because I just always put myself to the background or put myself to the side, like what I desire and what I want. And like, it's not of importance right now, Porschia. That will come in the future. But no, God told me no. And he provided the means. And I was able to get it. And I put it together myself. because y'all know I can do it all. Okay, but I put it together myself. And I surprised my kids, and I bought a brand new big area rug, beautiful. And I've just been remodeling my whole living room, remodeling the whole thing, and it just looks beautiful. And I got my final piece project is this back wall. I'm putting together this whole little thing. You guys will see it next week. But yeah, I've been working on that. So I'm just really proud. It's just really been bringing me so much joy. And I'm like, you did that, Porschia. You did that. I didn't have to ask somebody to help me. I didn't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. I didn't have to do none of that. And that I know God will continue to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I can ever ask or think. This was not on my bucket list for 2026. I ain't gonna hold you. It wasn't on my bucket list. But God said, here you go. Here you go, my child. Here you go. I got you. Don't worry about it. Okay. But it also was due to my work and me rewiring my mindset, me not getting stuck in what I cannot do or thinking negatively and all that type of stuff. I really have been working mentally and emotionally. I really have been working. And now to see the fruit of my labor is just like, what? Like, stop playing with me. I'm not telling nobody to stop playing with me. I'm telling me to stop playing with me. Because, girl, what? What is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So it's just been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing, but it's coming together so beautifully. Maybe I'll do a video once it's all complete to show you guys all the things. But I'm just super proud and I'm super happy and I'm just at peace. I really am. I'm really at peace. Okay. So yeah, that's just like this whole thing. I'm not waiting for perfect moments because there's no such thing. There's no such thing. I know when I get my home, that's going to be a whole other mountain to climb. I know it's going to come with its ups and downs and things like that. So I'm just not, I can't hyper focus on the future of those things. I have to really live in the now. I have to really, really live in the now. Put the phone on the charger. Jesus. So anywho, I'm not waiting until I have more. I already have everything that I need. And again, whatever I desire, God will give the increase. If it's meant for me to have it now in this season, then I will have it. Hold on one second. Leah and Micah. Excuse me. Did you get it on? Yeah, I am on live. Leah, leave your sister alone, please. She was in there fine. Bob. Okay. Stop hollering. Okay? Lord Jesus. We love y'all. Anywho. So yeah, I'm not waiting until I have more. I have more than enough already. And God will continue to give the increase as he sees fit because I am putting in that work. And so, yeah, it just feels good. It just feels really good. And it feels good to do it on my own. I'm not saying that I don't ever need help or nothing like that, but I have been dependent up on others' help in addition to me working my butt off. You know what I'm saying? But it just brings a different level of appreciation and joy to know like I did that by myself. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, obviously, y'all know what I mean. I don't have to preface that. Y'all already know it's with the help of the Lord. Okay. Anywho, I'm not not waiting until someone else shows up. And that's a big part of it, right? Again, I desire to be remarried. I desire to have a companion, a partner, someone I can share my life with for sure. But again, I'm not going to put my life on pause or hold until they show up and then I start showing up. That's not how it works. We have to start showing up now. Show up for yourself now, not for somebody else. And it should never be for somebody else. Um, Again, if somebody else comes into your life, whether it be romantic or a platonic situation, it should be a bonus, an addition to what you got going on, not the makeup, not the center, not, you know what I'm saying? You're depending upon that in order for you to show up. And those are things that I feel like God has made me realize in this season of life for sure. Lately, or when I was on the dating scene, to like in this sabbatical season, I've really realized like, oh, I was really showing up, in a way that I don't do on a daily basis just because I was in connection with someone. And that shouldn't be the case. Why aren't you, Porschia, taking care of Porschia when it's just Porschia? Make that make sense. So I have to be upfront with myself and real with myself about that. And I don't want that to be the case. I don't want it to be contingent upon somebody else looking at me or seeing me. I see myself every day and I am worthy of the love and attention to detail, the time that it takes to take care of oneself. I'm worthy of that now. And that's why I'm showing up for myself now. Okay. I've done, I've been doing my little skincare routine here and there, but now I'm like doing it on a more consistent basis. I've finally added like the little vitamin C drops and stuff. So I'm like super excited about that. Like just doing things that really pours into me, that helps me show up. Y'all know I've been back on my workout journey, exercising. I'm doing strength training. I'm walking. I'm doing all of these things and I'm consistent with it. Now I've added water aerobics or a water fitness workout, full body on the weekends. So my kids get to swim. We get to spend a little family time. Me and my mom get in the pool and we're working out. Like I'm not taking no days off. And and I'm not saying that I don't ever, I do, because if I'm just extremely tired and I need some rest, I listen to my body and I'm like, listen, we rested today, girl. Okay. Because I'm tired. But I've been taking my vitamins regularly. I've just been pouring and pouring and pouring endlessly into myself because I will reap the reward and the results that I desire. It's not a quick fix. It's not an overnight thing. And that is a little tricky when you feel like you are working so hard and you want to see these microwavable results instantly, right? But just like these last 4 years, it's taken me that long to get this realization or to really like pay attention and like do it. Like show up, Porschia. Like you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And the rewards and the results will come. And so yeah, that's where we are with that. But I know it's coming and I look forward to that time. But in the meantime, I'm still working on it brick by brick, step by step, day by day, moment by moment. Okay. I've been also knocking out things off my to-do list. Okay. I've had this endless to-do list on my notes on my phone, and I periodically go back and forth looking at it from time to time. I'll be like, oh, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But also this is why I've like had this whole journal thing, because it helps me. I forget about this to-do list most of the time. And I go back and like, girl, when the last time I wrote that? Like, I've supposed to been, and I've done it. and I haven't acknowledged it, and I didn't give myself credit for that. So my journal helped me really delve into this every single day. Like, how did you show up for yourself today, Porschia? Not last Thursday, not 5 weeks ago, not 2 months ago. How did you show up for yourself today? And really acknowledge that. Yeah. So I've been knocking things off my to-do list, and I haven't been doing it out of pressure or anything like that. It's just like out of alignment. Like, I'm really aligned with all this stuff that I've been talking about and saying for so long. And I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Even to the point, I was like, a couple of weeks ago, when God gave me this episode, I was sitting there thinking, and it was like Be Lifin Monday, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got all these topics on my list, but I don't do anything that doesn't feel right in the moment, right? Like, I got a bunch of things on my topic list that I would love to talk about, and I feel like God gave me titles of episodes that I don't even know what the episode is yet. And I'll go look at my list and be like, oh, this speaks to where I'm at in this moment, right? And so I was looking at the list a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I wasn't really feeling nothing. I was like, I kind of feel like I don't have nothing to talk about, which is crazy work because I always got something to talk about. Okay. But no, I just kind of felt like I didn't have anything worth talking about, and I don't want to be inauthentic and just bring anything to you guys. And I didn't want to be redundant and repetitive about things, because I feel like this season I've really been living out all the stuff I've been talking about and discovering these last 4 years. And it kind of feels like I'm just like, yeah, everything's good, and I'm just coasting along. But that's not true. I still have moments of not being sure, and whatever. Like, I still have moments that I'm battling spiritually and emotionally and things like that. And so I don't want to keep getting on here saying like, I'm doing great and you need to just do this and everything will be fine. Like, I don't think I've really said that, but also I've just been good. This first quarter of the year, I've literally been good. And I've been in alignment with the Porschia I said I wanted to be. And it just really has been like showing up for myself. Like, it's just like a switch has flipped in my head, and I'm finally showing up the way that I've desired to, the way that I've pretty much have pushed myself not to for so long. I've pushed past those boundaries and those borders and barriers that I've created for myself. And now here we are. And so every time I show up for myself, every time I knock something off my to-do list that I'm aligned with now, I feel more grounded. I feel more capable, and I feel more at peace. Okay. And so I'm just in a season that I'm like really, really enjoying this piece. Okay. Yesenia said, life be life. And girl, listen. And it every time. But I'm really in a season right now that I'm like enjoying this piece. I'm enjoying my space. I'm enjoying my life. And nothing is perfect. I still have a lot of work to do. Like, once I finish this living room, I'm tackling my room and these clothes and my house. I got to get them out and get them under control. But I really feel good, and I'm really enjoying my life right now. And I'm not preparing to live it just later. I'm not waiting for it to start another time. It's happening here, and it's happening right now. And that's new for me. Like, it's really new for me. I'm really doing what I said I was going to do. And I'm really being who I said I wanted to be. So just some things, just to point out a few things that prevents us from showing up for ourselves is the fear of failing. That prevented me for so long. Oh my gosh. I've already failed before I even tried. Like in my mind, like what's the point of trying to be a nurse? I'm not smart enough to be a nurse. Like I've already defeated myself. And if I attempt to do it and I fail, oh child, please, I'll be talking town. But I'm not in that space anymore. I don't give a flying frickety, okay, what anybody thinks or how anybody feels about what I decide to do with my life. I'm not afraid to fail. God did not give me a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. And I truly believe that, which is why I've been working on my fears as of late. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And I still have moments of that, like, oh, I don't, but no, other than that, like, and that's not even, I guess it is a fear on a social level or uncomfortability. I more so give credit to than a fear, because what's the worst that can happen by me saying how I feel? You know what I'm saying? But but the fear of failing, I no longer have that holding me back because I know I'm not a failure, and I've proven that to myself over and over again. Where do we start to trust? Where do we start to trust what the data is showing? Like really reevaluate where have I failed when I've attempted something? And if I did fail, why? Why did I fail? Is it because I gave up? Is it because I lost self-confidence? Is it because I really didn't believe in myself and I was false flagging and I really doubted myself and I was being avoidant? Is it because of all those things, or is it because I was incapable? And I don't believe that I'm incapable of doing anything. Like when I say I feel like I could do anything, I feel like I can do anything. Okay. But those barriers of fear and the fear of failing have kept me captive. And I'm sure plenty of you also feel that, but we're not doing it anymore. Okay. Because we're going to show up for ourselves. Moving forward from here on out, we are showing up for ourselves. Okay. Also, another thing that could prevent us from showing up for ourselves is the fear of committing. Another big part of me not showing up for myself. I don't want to commit to this because it goes back to the failure. If I fail, then what? I don't want to commit to this, but I'm not doing that any longer. I'm going to commit. I'm committing to my new lifestyle that I'm building, my healthy eating, my healthy habits, to take care of my body, to take care of my emotions, to take care of my mental health. I am committing to it. And I'm not going to allow fear to keep me from me showing up for myself. We got this. We got this, y'all. We really do. Another thing that we do that prevents us from showing up for ourselves is tying our worth to external validation. Okay. I've talked about this many of times. I have a whole little series on it on my social medias about self-worth. Listen, I've done that for so many years, pretty much all of my life, but no longer am I seeking external validation to tell me that I'm worthy. I am already worthy. I'm worthy because I'm God's child. I'm worthy because God has made me capable. He has made me sufficient. I am more than enough. I have all that I need. I have built in software, whatever you want to call it. I already got it all. So I don't need anybody else to tell me, oh, you're good at this or you're bad at that. And it's not anything to do with critique or anything like that. It's just like me leaning and depending on somebody else to tell me you're great, You're amazing. I don't need that to survive. I'm not aligning that with my worth. My worth is I'm already worthy because God created me. He's given me a purpose, he's given me a mission, and I'm going to complete it. Period. I don't need other people to boost me up to make me feel like I can do it or this is who I am. I am already, you know? So, yeah. And another thing that could prevent us is believing we need permission. I don't need permission from anybody to show up the way that I'm showing up. I don't need the acceptance, the permission, the validation of anybody else other than God. And I've already gotten that. So I'm not gonna stop showing up for myself. It's a must. It's a must in order for me to survive. If I want to live the life that I desire to live, I must show up for myself. And I have to believe that I've been given a permission because God has given me another day, another chance, another opportunity to live my life. He's put more breath into my lungs. He's given me the capability to move around and do the things. That's how I know I have permission. Period, point blank. Okay? And sometimes we don't show up because we're too scared to prove that we can. We can do it. We limit ourselves because we're too scared to show that we actually can do it. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it gets difficult. Yes, you want to go back to your default settings. Yes, you want to revert back to the way that you've been doing things because that feels easy, that's comfortable. But when we show up for ourselves and we prove to ourselves, like, oh, I really can do this, and I could have done this all alone, then you kind of be in the space of feeling like, dang, why I ain't been did that? Like, why did I waste so much time? But at the end of the day, I feel like everything happens for a reason at the appointed time that it's supposed to happen. You would not have been able to appreciate that version of yourself then the way that you are now because your mindset has changed. You recognize, oh, this is what showing up for myself really looks like, and it feels good, you know? So let me go on to the tools from the toolbox of life before we get up out of here. All right. These are just a quick few tools that you can utilize. You have to start somewhere. Okay. You have to start somewhere. And why not start where you are currently? Start where you are. I have, again, this journal. And please excuse. This is my mom's journal. She has my journal. And it's titled Showing Up for Myself. Okay. She wrote her name on it. Her name don't come with the journal. Okay. But it's titled Showing Up for Myself. And it's a self-guided space for choosing you daily. Okay. This journal is so good. And again, everything that I am currently has been able to show through. And this journal has helped me be able to express it and really show up for myself. I ordered me another one, and I ordered a few more because I just gifted mine to someone else. So yeah, that's why I'm using my mom's tonight to show. But yes, this journal is a tool from my toolbox of life. And like I said, you have to start somewhere, and you got to start where you are currently. Don't think, oh, once I get to this point, then I could start. No, start now. Start showing up for yourself today. Even today, it doesn't matter if you have this or not. you can do it today. Write down something after listening to this episode or during this episode. Write down something, some way that you have shown up for yourself. Acknowledge it. Give yourself credit. Because again, we don't give ourselves credit enough for the little things. If you were able, after a long day of work, a hard day of work, to show up for your family, you cook dinner. That's the way that you showed up for yourself, right? Because you could have just gave up and went and got some fast food or whatever. Like whatever it is, you showed up for yourself, right? You chose to eat a healthy meal today. You chose to not get an attitude when somebody was bothering you that gets on your nerves all the time. And you chose not to go there with them. You showed up for yourself because you know it's not great for your mental health to be spazzing out on people all the time. Okay. I don't know what it is, but start somewhere. Start here. Start today. Okay. Another thing, keep promises small and doable. Don't over promise yourself like, by the end of this week, I'm going to have done da, 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 da. Don't overwhelm yourself. Keep your promises small and doable, okay? Even if you have to just put, I'm going to do a load of laundry. And whenever it gets done, if you want to give yourself a deadline or whatever, get it done. And it's something small that you can accomplish. You need to go to the store and re-up on some things. Keep it small. Keep the promises small and doable, okay? Another thing, celebrate completion, not perfection, okay? This is for my people in the back that's just like me or how I used to be. Celebrate completion, not perfection, okay? Everything ain't perfect. Everything ain't gonna be in this place. Everything ain't gonna be nice and tidy and, it's okay. Celebrate the completion of it. Did you do the thing? You did the thing. Clap for yourself. Okay? It may not be perfect, but you did it. You did it. Celebrate those small moments. Write it down. Give yourself acknowledgement towards it because you showed up for yourself. Another way, show up even when no one else sees it. Okay? Again, this is a personal journey. Honestly, and full transparency, I mean, we would love for our significant others, our family, our friends to see the transformation happening right before their eyes, but they may not. Does that disqualify it? Absolutely not. You show up even when no one else sees it. And if somebody else happens to see it and they say, man, you know what? I've noticed you've been doing this and this and that lately, or I noticed a change in you, or I noticed that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I accept that acknowledgement, and I love that you see that. But at the end of the day, this is personal. This is between you and you, period. And you can make it more, it's up to you. And God sees all, right? So even if nobody else sees, he sees you. And if God sees that you're showing up for yourself, he's definitely going to show up for you even more. Okay? If we give up, like what can God do if we give up on ourselves? Again, faith without works is dead. I have all the faith in the world, but if I ain't willing to work it, I don't know. But show up for yourself even when no one else sees it. You are worthy. You are more than enough. You are capable. You are loved. You are seen. You are appreciated. You are all that you already need to be. And if somebody else happens to see it, that's amazing. But if they don't, you see it, and that's what matters. The last thing I will say about this is build evidence that you can trust yourself. Again, back to the data of it all. That's why it's good to write it down. That's why it's good to have something like this. This journal is meant for everyday use. And even if you don't do every day straight, every day, it's worth, you can fill this book up for a year's worth of things, okay? a year worth. But even on the weekly review, it will tell you the weekly zoom out and reflect. You'll be like, oh, this week, this, and that. And then it's a monthly reveal. Oh, that's what I did this month. Like, it's good to build the evidence that you can trust yourself. And this journal helps you do that. Build that evidence so you can look back and be like, man, I forgot I did that on such and such day. Or I forgot that's like, oh, that's how it is, man. Like, I'm telling you, it is worth it to build up the evidence so that you can trust yourself. Mine, again, me building was accomplishing my associate's degree. That was built up evidence because I know I put in the work. I know I did all the things that I need to do. And to get that degree, to get that diploma was the evidence that I can trust myself with even further and greater things that are to come. Okay? All the aspirations, Dr. Porschia is on the horizon. It's coming. But now I have built up evidence to show myself that I can trust myself. Okay? So, real quickly, we're going to shine some light on, and I think this is going to be my next episode, but we'll see. But I do want to do an episode on trust. That's one of the topics on my topic sheet. But I wanted to shine some light on self-trust, because when you show up for yourself, everything else aligns more easily. Okay? When you show up for yourself, everything else aligns more easily. So self-trust is what we're shining some light on life on. Okay? Trust yourself. You got this. You got this. You are more than capable. I keep hearing that word. You are more than capable. More than capable. And God is going to continue to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can ask or think. Okay? So, let's get out of here. I know I started a little late and I need to get out of here. Don't read mine. Don't read mine. Increase. What more? Your entries? I wasn't gonna read your journal. I was just looking at the words. But anyway, so yeah, let me play my little background music, child, before we get up out of here. And I'm gonna do my Speak Life affirmation. I think you
Honestly, I'm tired of repeating the same cycle. I wanna let it go. So here I go.
I always feel like this music is so loud. Let's drop. Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little unsung. But anyway, last segment of this episode is Speak Life. Okay. This is the segment where I leave you with a call to action for yourself, but not just for you, it's for me as well. So I'll leave you with these words to hold on to until next time. Okay. Today's Speak Life affirmation is I show up for myself because I am worthy of my own effort. Okay? Again, today's Speak Life affirmation is I show up for myself because I am worthy of my own effort. You heard it, you say it, you write it down, and remind yourself to speak that thing and make it happen because life be life in us all. I hope that you all have enjoyed this episode as much as I have enjoyed doing it. Thank you for coming to my much needed therapy session. And yeah, if you would like to get the journal, please go to the description of this episode. The link is there. It's also on my link tree on my social media platforms, or you can just look it up on Amazon, Showing Up for Myself, by Porschia O from Lifin podcast. Thank you all again. I love you. God loves you best. Have a wonderful night. Bye.